Hello, how are you doing, my great people? I hope you're doing fine over there. Myself, I'm doing right here. And let us today do some discussion. And you have to listen to this very keenly. If you are a DV Lottery 2024 winner and you're waiting for your interview, because we know that the interview period is just about to begin. That is exactly from October 1st all the way to next year, 2025, September 30th. And also, if you are planning to take part in the DV Lottery 2025, that is also about to open from exactly 4th of October, then listen to this keenly as well, because you are going to learn much and it will help you even in this process. So what do I have to discuss with you? As you can tell from the title, I want to discuss what we can learn from the already concluded DV Lottery 2023. What can we learn from it? Remember, this is the DV Lottery that was terminated or ended before the 30th of September, as is usual. It was terminated exactly on 6th of September this year, and that came as a surprise to a lot of us. Now, what can we learn from this? And guys, there are 5 lessons that we are going to learn from this diversity visa lottery. So watch to the end. KCC can exceed the limit. And by the limit, I mean, we all know that there are 55,000 visas allocated for the diversity visa lottery. And for this year and also last year, the DV 2022 and the DV 2023, we've clearly seen KCC exceeding this limit. For example, in this year, they have exceeded the 55,000 visa limit by about 1,000. So sometimes they can exceed the limit. And these visas include those from the embassy level, the consulate level, and also the adjustment of status. The totality of it for this year, it exceeded the 55,000 mark by around 1,000 cases. That's one of the things we can learn from the DV Lottery 2023. The next thing that we can learn, and this is a painful one, is that KCC can terminate the process even before the fiscal year ends for that visa program. And for this year, they terminated it on 6th of September. We now know that once the cap is reached, the limit, the 55,000 visa plus the few that they exceed, once it is reached, they can terminate regardless of whether the period has ended or not. So that's what we learn. They can terminate the process once they suffice what they're supposed to do. The next thing that we can learn from this is that after the termination of the process before the fiscal year ends, then even those that were scheduled for an interview, their interviews are cancelled. We have seen several interviews cancelled once the process was terminated. And this comes as a pain because when you get your second notification letter, the appointment to the interview, that means your interview has been scheduled and now you know the date. And you need to visit the link inside the 2NL and follow all the steps. and the steps I have discussed in various videos, they include you certifying your documents, and that requires money. It includes also you going for the medicals, and the medicals, they are not as cheap. It also includes many steps that will cost you some money. So regardless of whether you have gone through all those steps that prepares you for the interview, that is not an issue. Your interview will be cancelled. Once they terminate the process, regardless of the expenses that you've incurred, they will terminate and cancel your interview. And that is so painful. We learned that in a bitter way. And having known that, is that the other thing that we need to really learn from this is that you should not do nothing that will put your interview at risk, will put your visa approval at risk. So having known all those things that we discussed regarding the DV Lottery 2023, what we learned from it, know that you should not mess up with anything. When you get your appointment, do everything that is needed for you to have your visa approved. Why am I saying so? Because if, for example, you come without one of the documents, the supporting documents, and that normally will lead you to be put to the 221G visa refusal. Let's say you are put to that refusal, and it normally does not take a short time. And if you're put on that and then time runs on you, once they terminate the process, then you will get your visa ruined. Because we have many cases that were on 221G visa refusal, and we are waiting for the month of September for them to be processed. So for those 221Gs that were to be processed in the month of September, you see, they were not, because time ran on them. After it was terminated, their visas were doomed. So if you have won a DV lottery, you must do everything possible to ensure you have all the details and all the documents and everything that is required for a successful interview and visa approval. I hope you've gotten that. And then the last thing that I can discuss on this video, but there are many others, but the last thing that I can discuss in this video is that once the program has been terminated before the end of the year, and of course your interview has been cancelled if you had been scheduled for that interview, there is nothing you can do, the embassy or KCC. The limit has been reached, the visas have been exhausted. Therefore, you can do nothing. There's nothing you can do once your interview has been cancelled, because the process has been terminated on the reason that the visas have been exhausted. So nothing you can do. You just need to swallow it, swallow the bitter saliva, and then just try in the consecutive DV programs. Like, for example, if you are locked out because of this termination, then apply in this coming DV Lottery 2025. Have you learned something? Take caution at all times. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Remember, it is the channel that provides you with all the things that you need to know about diversity visa for a successful process. Like the video as well, share with your friends, and let's meet in the next video.